Honesty is the best policy. We all know it's good to be honest and tell the truth, but what if we don't know the truth? Or what if we've been lied to and we think that is the truth? How would we know? VidarReturns. Perhaps it should go without saying, but honesty and truth are different things. Speaking honestly is the act of telling what we believe to be true. But just because we believe something to be true, that doesn't mean it actually is true. For example, if Ame left his shovel leaning on the oak tree, and Bella asks him where it's at, then he replies, "It's at the oak tree." But what Ame doesn't know is that after he left the shovel, the dog came and played with it and carried it off. Ame had told Bella what he believed to be true, the shovel's at the oak tree. And he was honest, but what he told her was actually not true. Ame didn't lie, it's just that the information he had was incomplete. This can and does happen to all of us, as we are imperfect and have incomplete knowledge of reality. Ame could have been more accurate if he had referred to the past and said, "I left the shovel at the oak tree." So even though the dog ran off with the shovel, it doesn't change the past. And so referring to the past, Ame's statement could be honest and hold true. In modern times, there are famous people who have talked about speaking, quote, their truth, or they recommend in general that others should, quote, speak their truth. If someone is speaking completely honestly from the heart, aren't they speaking their truth? Your truth, my truth, his truth, her truth? This is all new slang. What actually seems indicated by people saying this is, quote, tell a story of your life and express your feelings. But saying speak your truth is using the word truth outside of its historical context and commonly understood meaning. Also, using the word truth in this way obscures clear thought and understanding, and can lead to thinking in subjective truth. Saying speak your truth implies subjective truth, and subjective truth would mean that something can be true in the reality of Ame, but not in the reality of Bella. To be clear, not that they are just seeing reality differently, but they are literally existing in different realities. The problem is, we don't live any of our lives this way. We live our lives based on objective truth. Objective truth means we don't have different realities, but instead we live in one reality that we all share together. That if the oak tree exists in Ame's reality, then it also exists in Bella's reality. That if Bella gives birth to a baby boy, then that child must also exist in Ame's reality. Bella cannot come to Ame and tell him some truth about her reality that isn't also true in his reality, because they both exist in the same objective reality. She can't logically say, I have a newborn son over in my reality, but it doesn't exist in your reality. No, if something is true in one person's reality, then it must be true in every person's reality. Now, in objection to this, someone could say, but if the oak tree or child are unknown to Ame, then how can they exist to him? Though such a statement would be a play on words. Saying that something exists but doesn't exist to Ame is incoherent, because in objective reality, things exist independently of our thoughts. In this context, Ame's awareness of the tree or the child have no bearing on their existence. They may exist indefinitely without Ame ever knowing of them. If Ame died tomorrow, it would have no bearing on the truth of their existence. And so if someone says the phrase, speak your truth, let us not confuse that with objective truth or any clearly understood context of the word truth. It's possible for any person to speak honestly and openly, and yet recall memories and events incorrectly, which would make parts of their story objectively not true. So let us be careful of such phrases and usage of the word truth. To know the truth is to know what is true of the reality we live in. to have thoughts that accurately map to that reality. And the history of the word true is defined again and again in centuries of philosophical literature. Arguably one of the greatest fathers of philosophy is considered Socrates. Socrates inspired people to question their beliefs, question deep beliefs, and clearly define their words. Examples include: what is virtue? What is moderation? What is wisdom? Ultimately, Socrates was judged guilty of, quote, corrupting the youth and sentenced to death through consumption of poison. In most countries today, people are still jailed and persecuted for questioning agendas and speaking inconvenient truths. When certain questions are asked and certain truths are spoken, then that can upset the powers that be, and they will seek to shut it down. It is up to us to find those truths that are hidden from us. Through organizing together, we can help lead each other toward greater enlightenment. But we must also be brave enough to destroy the falsehoods that we've held for so long. We are all imperfect and have very incomplete knowledge. From the little bits of truth we know, we have all created a larger belief of reality and the world around us. That larger belief of reality could have significant holes and misunderstandings. Compound that with our imperfect memories, which are flawed, distorted, and biased. It would be wise of us to be cautious of what exactly we believe to be true. And we could all use a bit of study in being able to recognize truth. What is logical deduction? What is logical induction? What are some common logical fallacies people make, and can we recognize those fallacies when spoken? And what are weasel words? Being knowledgeable of such things can propel us greatly in better discovering truth and avoiding the ways others attempt to manipulate our beliefs. In closing, we can all certainly do better. The most difficult beliefs to change are those we want to believe are true. Let us be open to correction and accepting the possibility that we could be wrong on long-held beliefs. As we seek the truth and share it with others, we all become improved. Maintain skepticism about what we believe and always remain questioning. Now is the time to catch it if you haven't seen our previous recording titled Honesty, Why Does It Matter?, where we discuss the value of honesty and the role it plays in developing not only our character, but the character of those around us. Link in the description. Also follow now to stay updated with all our content. We're on Steemit, Gab, Minds, and ODYSEE networks, and live chat on the Matrix and Session networks. Links for everything in the description. We send out love to all our brothers and sisters. Stay blessed. VidarReturns.